The secret to succeeding in Frostborn is completing the Sanctum of Odin. This requires clearing the guest hall and killing the giant chief, which gives you a key to unlock the Sanctum. The Sanctum has a lot more enemies, including the Necromancer boss who drops a forge key. 3 forge keys unlock the forge, which is an even harder challenge, ending in an epic fight with the Iron Golem in a room filled with fireballs. And then completing the forge unlocks the archives, which is arguably the hardest challenge in all mobile gaming, because even 4 skilled players with great gear will be demolished by this challenge if they do not know what they are doing. And now Frostborn has even expanded the archives to where when you kill Skull, you can get a key to the Forbidden Library, which is definitely the hardest challenge in all mobile gaming. So in this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know for completing this challenge. Alright guys, so this video is going to be a little bit different. It is going to be a blend of the main channel, which I'm no longer covering Frostborn on the main channel, where it's a tutorial, but it's also going to be, it's going to be gameplay. So it's going to be a little bit longer than those videos, but we still got that intro, still get a little bit of that feel. I've got this map, and then we've got these layers. So this is chests. The graphics are not quite as good. I don't know if the devs were not able to get me quite the resolution that they were able to get me last time, but we still got chests and we've got monsters, and so I've got a pro on here to help talk through how to do the Forbidden Library, and we're going to go through each step along the way. You can see if I zoom out here, we've got the whole map of the Forbidden Library, so we're going to go through each and every step. What is worth it? What are all the things? And so we'll see how that goes. Hey.
Hi guys.
Welcome. Okay, so you can see my screen, right?
Yeah. It's
okay.
A cool map.
Yeah, thanks. I wish it was just. I feel like the last few copies I've had were better quality. Like I could zoom in this far and still have perfect quality, and for some reason that is not the case this time, so I'm not sure what is different. But you can kind of get the idea. So basically you go ahead and explain to people how does your team approach the Forbidden Library?
Yeah, so I mean there's a lot of different strategies for doing the Forbidden Library. It's way more challenging than the other floors of Odin, so advisable to do with at least one other person. But I know people do it solo. It's more time intensive and costly in terms of gear.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense, and that's something that people just need to know about Frostborn in general. It will always be cheaper to do with a family. Sometimes you just got to do it by yourself, but and some of the easier Odin's parts, you got instigator gear and you've got a ranged weapon, and you're like, it's fine, I'm just going to repair it. But for the most part, if you can do it as a family, you can find ways to do it faster and cheaper.
So one unique thing about the library, far more so than the other floors in Odin's, is it's extremely lucrative in terms of the loot. Okay, so it is worth killing every enemy and opening every room.
Okay, so that honestly answers, that might make this video not as exciting to some people. Some of my other videos, I'm showing them the path, I'm kind of like carving out this arrow and being like, skip this room, don't skip this room. But you're saying, so this room right here, it's behind my head. Let me try to get a better view of it. So this room right here has just enemies and no chest. Would you say we still open it, we still kill them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the magic pendants that drop from the enemies at a pretty decent rate are definitely worth getting. If you clear everything, you should be able to open the magic cache every run and actually have some extras to spare.
Okay, well that is going to make this video less exciting or less informative, but I think it's still worth kind of going through here, especially if you have certain tips. Okay, so when you break in, you come obviously in here. Isn't there some kind of buff you can get?
Yeah, there's little totems or statues that kind of have a misty glow around them.
Okay.
That one person
Like
can
this
activate.
right
here? No, I don't think that's one of them. I think there's one against the far wall, like towards the left of the room. Like, yeah, that
right there.
I think that's one.
Or maybe this right here. It's kind of hard to see with the bad graphics.
Yeah. One person can activate it, and unfortunately, it doesn't give the buff to the whole team. And you get random things like plus health, plus damage, plus armor.
Yeah.
Every now and then, though, it throws in a curse that affects the whole team, where you take like bleed damage, and I think your damage is lower for like 10 seconds. And if you just happen to be unlucky and someone is low health at that time, that will kill you.
Got it. But you'd say it's still worth grabbing that buff.
Oh yeah, I mean those are infrequent. Like you can go a whole run and not get a curse, or you can go a whole run and get like 2.
Got it. Okay, well then, so is there any pattern that y'all end up doing as you go through? Do y'all get this room pretty much first thing?
Yeah, we just pretty much just go systematically through room by room. When we were learning,
come up, clear this chest, kill these enemies, come over here, empty this room. Now, are there certain rooms that you're like, oh yeah, we kind of group these people together in 5-shot, or it's like, no, less is more efficient because they're so strong?
The enemies have like a unique pull mechanic where if you activate one within a certain area, all of them come anyway. So it's easy to just go section by section. I was running Protector, naked, or in green gear, with Thor shield was actually easier to group rather than the Freya's, and then the rest of the people would just 5-shot them down from distance. That way they can go full damage and don't have to worry about taking durability hits on their gear.
Yeah. Okay, that's a really good point. So if you guys are doing this, the way to do it is to have one person on your team go naked with a Thor's axe and shield, or even just a Nord sword and shield, honestly, is good enough. But having a good shield protector for you get that triple block, and then your shield does not take durability hits when you get hit. So you're able to tank for everyone without losing the durability on your gear, which also means that they're not losing the durability on their gear. And so I'm assuming that your whole team wears dragon, chest, and pants, and then instigator boots and helmet.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
and so if you're going to go with a Nord shield, I would probably recommend green gear at minimum. The archers and the mages in here, they hit pretty hard. And so in certain rooms, like if there's 2 archers or 2 mages, if you're in a Nord shield, you might die.
Okay, what's the first room that has the 2 archers? Is it? I think it's this one, right?
Let's see. There's several. I don't know off the top of my head, but
if I remember right, this is the first part. It starts to get hard. Like it's at least when I played with you guys, it was so easy, and then we got here, and it was like, oh, okay, we actually have to like pay attention.
Yeah, the other thing that can kind of throw you off, the shamans in there will fear you.
Yes.
It's annoying. It's not like a real like hard mechanic to deal with, but if you just get feared, everyone should just run back with the tank who's getting feared, and then regroup up on the next door.
So just like in PvP.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
If you panic there, then you could get into trouble. But if everyone just kind of runs backwards, it's no big deal.
Okay. So you're going in here, clearing every chest, going through here, clear all these, go up here, clear this room, go through here, clear all this. I'm just showing people because that's kind of what these videos have done in the past. Even though I'm just telling them to clear everything. Go through here, clear all of that.
The little ice chunks, definitely not worth clearing. You can get like a copper if you're lucky, but you can get like a stone, and it uses a whole pickaxe. So they're a waste of time. Similar, I feel the same with the little like totems that put out the stun waves. You can kill those. Some people say it's really worth doing. You can get like runes of fire if you're lucky, but more often than not, you're going to get like sealing wax or something basic that's not worth the durability on the weapons.
That makes sense. All right, so don't clear these, but kill all the mobs. Kill the mobs. Get the chests. Open this room. Kill that. Go through here. There's a little room with one enemy here.
Yeah, I think in the hallway right before that big kind of rectangular room is the first altar.
The altar. Yes, tell us about the altar.
Yeah, so these are kind of special mechanics to basically give yourself a chance to spawn a unique mob. It's not any like harder strength enemy, but when you kill them, if you get it's a random chance that they're going to spawn. If you kill them, it drops exceptionally good loot, like one of every pendant and sometimes purple gear.
Oh wow. Okay. Yes, I remember that. And by the way, real quick, if you guys were expecting to see me clearing the Forbidden Library, I've already done that. I've actually done that with these guys. So go check out, just put JCF Secret Library and watch any other video except this one, because all of those are gameplay. This video is specifically in this line of me going through the path and talking about it. So if you were like, no, I wanted to see you clear it, well then great. That's all my other videos on the Secret Library are me clearing it. Go watch those. Okay, well then we get to the first boss. And so do you have any, what are the initial tips is you still get right close to him, right? I mean, I know they buffed him a little bit, but it's still, you get right up in his business.
Yeah, so basically everyone should go melee. He sends out a bigger circle AoE, but within the close, part to his body, there's a safe zone. So if everyone just basically stacks up right on him, that mechanic is negated. He'll chain one person, it stuns them. Not really a big, heavy, damage dealer. So you should be able to heal through, no problem. And
so you don't need a healer or anything like that.
No. I mean, self heals. If
People
you're really
still wear all their dragon armor, they don't have to worry about like putting instigator chest on or anything.
Yeah, I mean, if you were going solo, you might need to be a little more tanky. But in a certainly in a family of 4, the boss fights like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. It's fast. If you're worried about it, you can have one person go as witch doctor and tank, and then they can provide heals or a res if someone goes down, but it's not a hard fight.
All right, and then we got another altar right here, which again is that enemy that drops really good loot. Come in, clear this out. Come over here, clear all that. Don't clear this ice thing. It's not worth it. Go and clear all of these. Move this way, and then there's these three. These 3 enemies are sitting real close to each other, but there's nothing special about them, right?
Nope, just regular tank and 5-shot down.
It's interesting when you see it from the point of view of like not in the game, and sometimes it's like, oh, that looks weird to have 3 enemies right there next to each other like that. All right, clear these 5. Get over to here. It's honestly, it looks so long. I guess it is long. It doesn't feel as long.
It's a pretty long floor. That stairwell that you just pointed at, this is one of the areas that can get a little bit heavy in terms of damage. In that next room at the top of the staircase, there's a shaman in there.
Yes, so, that fears you. That's right. I remember.
You will get feared. So basically, you get feared, you run back down the staircase, and basically just hide around the corner and resume the fight. But that's one spot that you can die if you're not careful.
And then, what is this right here? Is it just animation? Does it nothing that important?
Sorry, I don't see your cursor. Right there. Oh yeah, it's just like some artwork. There's like a crystal thing in the middle of the room.
Yeah, got it. Okay, so you're clearing everything anyways, so it doesn't matter, but the path for those that are curious is through here, down here, through this room, through this, through here, and then up these stairs. So that's the path, but you should be clearing everything anyways.
There's quite a few buff statues right in that area too.
Oh, and here's another altar. So
Yes, I think there's 4 altars total
here's
throughout the whole
here's
thing.
here's the fourth one right here.
Um,
So
yeah, if you're lucky, you get a spawn at every one. It's random.
got it.
And so right at that 4th altar is where the magic cache is.
Yes. So, would you say that the chance of getting the boss thing at the altar is 50% chance?
I would say probably 50.
50.
You know, if you have good luck, you can get it every time, or you can go a run with only one. Or
Got it.
yeah.
So clear all this out, and then this is the what's his name?
Archivist.
Archivist?
Archivist or archivist.
Oh, archivist. Got it. I was like, an arquebus. That's an archer in the Asian tradition. I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Yes, okay, the archivist. That's right. And he has a little archivist wand that's kind of okay, you know, or it's okay. Like, it has little clones. Have we ever figured out if it's as legendary as we were disappointed at first, but then I was like, it might be actually pretty good.
I mean, as just like a pure damage weapon, it's not amazing, but as the ability to summon mobs that could potentially tank for you, it has some niche uses that could be okay.
Oh, so those ghost things actually have hit points.
They do. And they can draw aggro.
Anyone watching this can go and watch any of my other videos on the Secret Archive and watch us kill this boss. Just, you could literally fast forward to us killing this boss. He has some skills that you definitely need to avoid, otherwise you will die. But any tips on him that you can think of?
Yeah, so this boss is definitely harder than the first one. You gotta be ranged. I don't actually know if there's a good strategy for soloing this boss. A duo could definitely do it, but solo would be tricky. He will basically target one person, and that person can shift and just slam them with ranged attacks. So you got to have your heals going a lot. But the key is, like, this fight can go downhill really quickly. He sends out these little kind of spinning balls of gas, or like an orb, and they follow you for 10 or 15 seconds. So you got to run around the room, and depending on how many people there'll be a certain number of them. If one person gets hit by that person's probably dead. And if another person is close in the area, that person's probably dying too. Because when one person gets hit, it sends out this big stun chain where if you're close, you can't move, and then you're going to get hit by your own portal. So literally a whole team could wipe really fast if you're positioned poorly or not paying attention.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's really the only thing that's really important. He'll open up little portals that summon ads or mobs. The mobs aren't that strong. You can kill the portal to eliminate that mechanic.
Yeah.
I guess if there's too many of them, that could get overwhelming, so you don't want to like ignore them, but they're not terribly stressful.
I mean, would it be good to have one guy with a 5-shot?
Probably not. They're too spread out, so it'd be not really worth it. It's really a single target fight.
Okay, great. And then this room, does it have anything special in this room, or is it just another room?
So it kind of there's actually a buff statue in that room, which makes zero sense. We tried sneaking past the boss, and you can't. So I guess if you really, really wanted that buff statue, you could, use an illusionist or something and reset him and go past. But it doesn't really make sense why they have one in there. And then there is a portal out. You can take the portal in it.
This portal will take you back out of the whole thing, right? I mean, it'll take you all the way to the gate of Odin.
Yes, it takes you out in front of the gate for the archives.
Oh, okay. It just takes you to the archives.
Yeah, it's in the room right where the Sanctum, archives, and Forge doors are.
Okay.
Which is nice. I mean, that saves you, 2 minutes of running.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And then, okay, so then the last thing is after this altar, you've got the magic pendant cache, which is where you get legendary dragon armor, which is the best armor in the game. You just have to get it one at a time. And it is a grind. Do you have a full set yet?
No, no. So I
Yeah.
mean, that's one of the bummers of running with a team is you got to share, and it's not a guaranteed drop.
Wait. So you're not even guaranteed to get one item, even though you need to get 12 to statistically get, um, one the
One
set
of
that you're
each, yeah.
wanting.
Yeah, so it's random if you get a piece, and that seems like, maybe 50-60% chance.
What?
Then it's random what piece you get for, what set. So it's a serious grind. More likely than not, if you want a full set, you're gonna need to probably trade.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just like everything in Frostborn, if you want something good, you gotta. Well, no, that's not true. There's a lot of good stuff. It's easy to get, but it is easier to trade for things. So
But yeah, I think the devs did a really good job on this floor. The kind of environmental, stuff where there's lightning stuns coming down from the ceiling, the statues that put out that stun wave. It adds just kind of a nice flair, sort of some unpredictability that, makes the floor fun to replay over and over. And then the loot's
yeah,
great. I mean, if you need points, it is like crazy good for points.
got it. Yeah. Okay. Great. Well, yeah. Thanks for kind of giving that. I really wish I had a little bit higher resolution like the other maps because I agree. I mean, the artwork is fantastic. They did a really good job. In order to get here, you have to go get, obviously, in the tombs, you need to get an offering Odin to open Odin's. You got to kill the chieftain to get the Sanctum key. You got to finish all of that, get the necromancer, do that 3 times to get 3 forge keys to get into the forge, and then 1 at the whisper gets you into the archive, and then you got to kill Skull to get the key for the forbidden library. So it's quite a bit to get here, but once you get here, it's a great challenge. And you guys just heard from one of the best Frostborn players for PvE and even just all of this. He just gives you good advice. That type of advice is going to get you there, but ultimately it's not going to be quite like my other videos like this one where I'm cutting out a path to get you the most efficient way to avoid certain mobs. You just got to go in, you got to ideally have a team, and you just got to kill everything because it's worth the loot. All right, guys. See you next time.